All the living organisms, they need to survive with the help of various activities which they are performing. These activities can be voluntary activities which are controlled by their own selves, or involuntary activities which they cannot control, like breathing or sneezing, digestion. These all activities take place on its own. These are vital activities and they are said to be involuntary, whereas the voluntary activities like running, walking, and movement of the hand, these all are control activities and are known as the voluntary muscular activities. Now, both these activities work in coordination with each other and helps to maintain the functional nature of any individual. Now, not only the activities are important here, the functioning is important in the terms of thinking of an individual, the way that person perceives the information and responds according to it. And whenever these all things are occurring, the main role is being played by the nervous system as well as the hormonal system. Both these systems work in coordination with each other for the proper functioning of any individual, and it makes the individual's body aware about its surrounding and how to respond to the situations which are arising in the nearby area. The fundamental structural unit of nervous system is the neuron. We will be looking into details about the structure of neuron. Broadly dividing the neuron's body, it is divided into three parts. It has the dendrites, which are tree-like outer projections. Inside it, or the main cell body, is known as perikaryon or cyton, which has presence of well-defined outer area along with various cell organelles. And next is the axons. Axons are long branched slender surface which is covered at times with myelin sheath or is uncovered, and finally ends into axon bulbs or axon terminals. Now, this entire structure, if we try to look into details, the dendrites are the first parts which are tree like projections, and they are the ones which have cytoplasmic projections. These cytoplasmic projections are capable of receiving the electrical impulse from the previous neuron or stimulus. Once the information is received by the dendrites, it is forwarded to the cyton, which is the cell body or the perikaryon. This perikaryon is capable of containing a well-defined nucleus along with mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, and nasal granules. Nasal granules are suspended throughout the structure. These are the sites for protein synthesis. Other than that, in this entire structure, we see the absence of centrosome. The reason why centrosome is absent in case of neuron is because the neuron's body is not going to divide anymore. No mitosis or meiosis is going to occur in this structure. And as a result of not being capable of division, this structure lacks the presence of centrosome. Next is about the axon. We have an idea that axon is a outward projection which is long and narrow and has presence of myelin sheath, which is insulating white covering over the neuron's body. The place where myelin sheath is present, it has insulation. It doesn't allow the electrical impulse to pass through it, and as a result of that, we see that the jumping movement of electrical impulse is seen. The electrical impulse, it goes on jumping from one place to another, or one node of Renvier to another, and very quick transmission of electrical impulse takes place in case of myelinated neurons. In the case of neurons end, that is the axon terminal, we see that a bulb kind of structure is there. This bulbous structure is known as axon terminal, and this is a site where there is presence of synaptic cleft. Two neurons are connected with each other with the help of axon terminal and the dendrite of the next neuron, or axon terminal or muscle cell if it is connected with some muscle. So there is presence of certain receptors which are present on the next cell, which can be a dendrite, or it can be a muscle cell, or it can be a presence of certain other substances within the same structure. So the chemical nature will be understood when we study the synapse in a proper way. So this is about the structure of a neuron. Next we need to discuss about is the structure of nerves, or what are nerves. Nerve is a bundle of nerve fibers, that is several number of axons, which may be myelinated or may be non-myelinated. They are all held together with the help of a tubular sheath. This tubular sheath is known as epineurium. Inside it is presence of interfascicular epineurium, and the site where there is accumulation of various myelinated sheets together, that area is known as perineurium. Perineurium contains endoneurium, which has presence of all the nerve fibers within it. So one of the nerve is shown over here, axon. Sequence cell gives are certain cells which give rise to the myelin sheath. There are various types of nerves which are present in case of organisms, living organisms. So they are basically of three types: the sensory nerves, the motor nerves, and the mixed nerves. Sensory nerves are the ones which get the impulse or which receive the impulse from the stimulus through the receptor, and the example or and convey it to the central nervous system. Central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord. Motor neurons are the ones which carry impulses from the central nervous system and convey it to the effector, which is going to send the response to the stimulus which has been received by the central nervous system. Now these sensory nerves, we have an example of optic nerve. As the name suggests, it is the one which is present in the eye. So from the eye, the information is forwarded to the brain with the help of optic nerve. Motor nerve are the ones which are carrying the impulse from the central nervous system to back to the brain, isn't it? So these are the ones. The example for this is the same neuron which is taking the or bringing the impulse from the brain back to the eyeball. So again, the here you have to write that optic nerve bringing the impulse back from the eyeball to the eye, eyeball to eye. Last is about the mixed nerves. These are the nerves which are both sensory as well as motor, and the best example is of the spinal nerves, because they are the ones which are taking the impulse as well as giving the response. Reflex action is being done by the mixed nerves, and they can also be said as association neurons. So that is also a name given to the mixed nerves at times. Next is regarding the synapse. We have already discussed about the structure of a neuron and how the conduction of impulse is taking place. Now in case of synapse, it is the point at which the axon terminal is meeting with the next dendrite, or axon terminal is meeting with the next muscle cell. So what exactly happens is, in the axon terminal, when the electrical impulse has reached up till the bottom part or the bulb part of the synaptic presynaptic knob, we call it as presynaptic knob. This area is the presynaptic knob, and it is the one over where the conversion of the electrical impulse which is running in the neuron is converted into a chemical response or a chemical substance which is known as a neurotransmitter. These green color substances, they are the neurotransmitters which have the same information what the electrical impulse was having, just the mode is changed. So the conversion has occurred, and now what is going to happen is this vesicle is going to come and get in contact with the surface area of the or the extreme surface or periphery of the axon terminal. As it reaches the axon terminal, it bursts open itself and releases the neurotransmitters. As the neurotransmitters are released, they are received by the receptors which are present on the muscle cell or on the dendrites. Once the receptors, they take up the neurotransmitter, they are capable of getting the same information but in a chemical form, like the electrical impulse. So once the information is received, the electrical impulse is generated and it is run within the individual cell. It can be a nerve cell or it can be a muscle cell. So this is how the electrical impulse, they are moving from one neuron to another neuron with the help of neurotransmitter. One of the common example of a neurotransmitter is acetylcholine, and this substance is a chemical which is capable of generating the same impulse what the electrical impulse was capable of generating, and it is received at the, you know from the it is received at the postsynaptic knob. Presynaptic knob is the axon terminal and postsynaptic knob is the muscle cell, or it can be the dendrite of next neuron. Next topic which we are going to discuss will be the reflex arc. As the name suggests, this reflex arc is a result of reflex action which is generated in an individual. Reflex actions are sudden, quick responses which are generated in an individual without the use of brain. So cord is the area or site at which the reflex action occurs. The reflex actions can be of various types, and we will be discussing the details later on. But right now, what is a reflex action? It is an automatic, quick, sudden response which is involuntary in nature, and it is coordinated with the help of spinal cord. Now, here there is requirement for a stimulus. As soon as a stimulus, it can be a pin or it can be a iron rod, when it comes in contact with the receptor are the nerves which are present in the tip of our fingers. So if you touch a hot iron or your finger get pricked with a pin, the receptor will be capable of taking the stimulus. What is the stimulus? The pin or the iron is the stimulus. The receptor is our fingers. Fingers have presence of sensory neurons which will be receiving the stimulus and will be sending the information in the form of electrical impulse to the central nervous system part, that is the spinal cord. The gray matter content will be having the presence of association neurons which will be perceiving the information and forwarding the response after analysis through the motor neuron to the effector muscle. Now the effector muscle can be the same receptor or it can be some other muscle which has to take the response, and the entire route which is being followed by the stimulus till the spinal cord is known as the dorsal route. So from stimulus till the spinal cord is the dorsal route, and ventral route is from the motor neuron or from the central nervous system till the effector. There is one more thing. The in center you can see a hollow part that is known as central canal. Interneuron is known as the association neuron. Central canal, association neuron. So these are some of the structures which help uh, or which play a very important role in case of reflex action. Some of the reflex actions or two categories of reflex actions are there. The first one is natural reflex, and second is the acquired reflex. Now natural reflex is, as the name suggests, it is inborn. It is inborn, and the various examples which include the natural response are crying, laughing, um, blinking our eyes, coughing. These all are inborn criterias which are present within us from the time we are born. We have inherited it since generations. And the reason why we have these natural inborn innate responses or natural reflex actions, it is present in us in order to protect us from various problems or dust particles, because crying or blinking of eyes prevents any kind of germs entering our bodies. So is the case of coughing. When you cough, you throw away the pathogens away from your mouth if they are trying to enter. Similarly, there can be certain other activities which are there in us, and they are natural. So, like salivation, when you think about your favorite food, you start salivating. Swallowing, how to engulf the food, that is also something which no one has taught you. You know since the time you were born. Peristalsis, the process of digestion, how the food particle has to pass through the circular muscle present in the esophagus, that is also predetermined. We have not learned it from anyone. We know it since our birth. These all are example of natural reflexes. No one is going to teach us, but we are already aware of these natural reflexes. What about the next type, that is the acquired or conditioned reflex? Conditioned reflexes are the ones which we learn through the course of our life. For example, standing for the national anthem, closing our eyes while doing prayer, or suppose you think about your favorite food, you start salivating. That is um that is also a kind of conditioned reflex. Saying hello to a person whom you know, greeting anyone, or at times being smiling at anyone who is smiling at you. So these are certain things which we are acquiring through our life, and they are conditioned. We have been taught how to behave in a certain way, and that's why it is known as a conditioned reflex. One of the other examples can be about playing a musical instrument, or driving, or cycling. These things, once you learn, it is retained with you forever. You do it in a default mode, but you have learned it, and that's why they all are considered to be acquired reflexes. Even swimming is a kind of acquired reflex. So these are some of the types of natural and acquired reflexes which are present within a individual's body.